I will see how long that takes. Ooh. I'm like, is anything working? Who even knows? This is all a very mysterious experience for me. I'm like attempting to see if I'm live, but who knows? Yes, YouTube thinks I'm live. That's a good sign. Writing sprints. Do I want to write on paper, or do I want to write on like the actual things? I'm a very particular kind of writer, so I know that a lot of people who do these writing sprints don't have any music to them, and like YouTube doesn't actually let you really use any music because it's all copyright claimed. But I need music. I'm trying to think of a playlist that I have that's springy, because I'm doing this escape roll thing that Savannah Brown, like the poet and YouTuber, does. And so I am attempting to do those prompts, and a lot of those are very like springy themed. And so I've made a mood board. I'm going to consult my mood board that I have on WeHeartIt. And I'm also going to, actually, I should tweet this out. Wow, I didn't think this through at all. Ha 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 ha. Pew, pew, pew. I tweeted it. Now people will actually know. I literally like just started this and did not think about it. We live right now. Hello, one person, or it could be myself. I'm not actually sure. Come on, Instagram camera roll. Think things through. It does not want me to let people know. Oh, there it is. There's a picture of shirtless Pedro Pascal in there. Don't think about that. Cool. What are you guys working on tonight? I'm gonna be working on some escape roll stuff, some poetry. Like I said when no one was here, I need a playlist because I need to write with music, even though I can't really put any music on here, lest the YouTube gods strike me down, because they don't like fun, it seems. But you know, I'm gonna put on a playlist for me. Put on a playlist for you if you want one. Hello, Grizzly. How is your evening isolation possibly going? Trying to find a good playlist. And my mood board. Ooh. These are all very somber, happy songs. Try and put it on shuffle. See if those are the right vibes for me. That's too sad. I have all these playlists where I'm like trying to find one that's like in between upbeat and like too low key. Play Act Up by City Girls. Everyone loves City Girls. Just been gaming all day. Relatable. Lots of Animal Crossing. Lots of TFT. I've been watching a lot of True Blood. I actually couldn't figure out how to get another tab to like play on here, to be quite honest. I just know that YouTube hates joy. So I'll probably start in like 5 minutes for the writing sprints. So if you have any work you need to get done, I know these might be more helpful during the day for people who have like actual work to do. But I am kind of behind on what I wanted to do for Escape Roll, which is like this poetry prompt thing that Savannah Brown does every year for April. And you know, April starts in like a week approximately, and I haven't written any of the 30 poems. There's 30 days in April. So that's what I'm going to be working on because I post most of those on Instagram. I'm writing poetry. Smite with the boys. Nice. I wrote a lot of poetry. I posted a lot on Instagram. I tried to do a writing challenge like 2 weeks ago that kind of fell apart when the whole isolation thing happened because it involved me, you know, actually looking at people to write about them. So I had to just watch a lot of YouTube and Netflix and pick someone and be like, if I saw these people in real life, what would I write about them? So that one happened. So I had to pick better ones for possibly May because April's like booked up now. Gonna be posting poems for 30 days, which makes me feel nice because I don't have to worry about posting anything else. I just have to write a lot of poetry. I should put links to all of my stuff below, probably. Things to worry about. I have no idea how this YouTube thing works. When was the last time I uploaded a video? In the last year. It wasn't even 2020 yet. My collections. Drops of April. That's what I named it. All my vibes for this. I like to write to vibes. This might be a year I definitely post a lot of mood boards. Or a month I post a lot of mood boards. Just thought you were gonna do something else. No, I'm just gonna be writing poetry tonight. I usually do it on Twitch, but everyone that I follow on like YouTube does a lot of writing sprints. And so they're all like part of AuthorTube, which they're actually writing, you know, like novels and stuff. But I find their streams really helpful for my writing. So I wanted to do one of my own. I think I have most everything set up that I need. That one. This is a good instrumental one. Have fun. Thanks you. This is kind of a nice one. There's this Lightyear playlist that's on 8 Tracks that currently 8 Tracks doesn't have any kind of, I don't know, rights or copyright for streaming in the US and Canada, I think. So all their playlists are available on Spotify now, which if you know 8 Tracks, you don't know which songs are on the playlist until you listen to them because it's supposed to be like an 8-track cassette tape. But I have a lot of playlists on there that I really like. So this one's called Lightyear, and it's by the user Cyberman. Some good stuff. So let me start this up and work with me. Gotta get comfy. I am writing escape roll prompts, which is a thing that Savannah Brown does. So right now I'm on Hometown. Also, hi. Thanks. How are you doing tonight? Or day? I forget that time zones exist. Let me find a link to it. I feel like it makes more sense. I'll probably put that in like maybe my mood boards up for the next one. And then Austin. Okay, so you're in the zone. I'll put it in chat. So the prompts I'm working with, because I haven't started really writing any. I think I wrote Parasitic. I have a first draft for Parasitic, which isn't until the second half of the month. Yeah. Oh no, it's like the second week. But yeah, I'm trying to write poems to those. And April's like next week, so I should get a move on them. Yeah, Parasitic, it's hard to make it not about Parasite the movie now. It's the first thing you think of. So I already can't remember what I did. Because it's feeding off of someone. Maybe I'll go. I made it like a parasitic, like romantic relationship. I think that's where I went with that one. Yeah, those relationships are, delightful. But I also made it like deceptive, I think is how I made that poem. I'm trying to remember because I wrote that one probably in February because I wrote this one a while ago. It's like gently destroying you, like not realizing it's a bad thing for you. Ooh, yikes. Sorry that you had to go through that. Kind of like where that one's at right now. I started Heaven and Hell, and I think I only have a line for it. Yeah, and I don't even like that line very much, so I was probably gonna have to get restarted too. Oh, ooh, it be you, Fluffles. What up? It is a Miss Ass Week Pie. We've achieved Twitch numbers. We're at 3 people. What's up, everybody? I hope you're all doing well. Really like this color scheme. Should I put up? Oh, we finished. Should I put up the mood board that I'm like staring at as I scroll through it? I don't know if that's too weird. Solid teamwork, everyone. I am writing lay poems for Escape Roll. I should also probably put that descriptor somewhere, maybe. Is this light too bright? I don't know if it looks too bright because I have the underlighting for my laptop. That's it. I still have my little ring light, which is too fancy probably, but I love it. So that's a little timer. I can probably put We Heard It on here. I know. I've been missing them today because I don't know if anyone else saw Brett tweet. What is it? Everyone on Easter or like church Easter Sunday, like during isolation or like after isolation, had one of those really inappropriate like anime masks. And then Kale also had one. They were terrible. But you know, great, of course. I want this one. Can I show like random tweets on here? Probably. Twitter. Handar. Oh yeah, this is terrible. I hate it so much. I have to like change which tab it is. Just gonna make it funnier. Aegyo mask. Yes, that one. I'm like, what are they called? This one. This is terrible. Back in church by Easter Sunday. And then Kale, brother. And I hated it, but I loved it. And then I was like, God, I really miss Couch Out. That's a vibe that you don't get as much. So this is where I'm at. I'm staring at this like mood board. Why is this so tiny? Oh, now it's big and now I'm tiny. This is an interesting setup. I don't know how I feel about StreamYard, but it seems to be like the thing that people on YouTube use. This is kind of like where I'm working at. Like I'm staring at these. My wallpaper on my laptop is like the prompts, and it has been for the past month, so I can kind of ponder them. And then like this kind of like just matte, like yellowy color. And I feel like that's how I see April in my brain. Of course, like the pastels of like almost like an Easter. So that's where my brain's been working through. I kind of like where Hometown went. I started with Is Anyone Listening? Because, you know, I was pretty much the only one here. But then I wrote about, you know, the sky playing music on the trees with the wind. And I kind of like that one. That one's okay. We're really warming up. Where do I want to go with the next one? What should we do? This playlist started playing Hallelujah. And then I immediately, whenever I hear this song, I just think of Shrek. So I gotta change that. Those vibes are not where it's at. I like Bearing Fruit, and I think I might have tried that one. Or I kind of used it a little bit for my last prompt. That last thing where I was writing about people, I think. It's really hard for me to figure out sometimes. We're like, oh, thank you for posting in the YouTube in there, in the Discord. I'm really bad. I had already been on here for like 5 minutes, and I was like, oh yeah, I didn't tell anyone about this stream. I should probably tweet that or something. I'm a bad content creator. I like the idea of earthly pleasures as a prompt, but man, what will I do with that? Decadence? It's kind of in the tune with the True Blood I've been watching. Might want to try that one. Earthly pleasures. Trying to get my vibes up for the next one. I thought about telling them. It's what happens. Not the best at, you know, being good at this. But I've been streaming on Twitch for 2 years. What is YouTube? Who are you people? Right? What is YouTube streaming? And already I'm like all warm again. I'm like, do I need to change shirts? I'm a little sweaty boy like we were on Monday. It's already pretty funny. Okay, so the last one that I did for Hometown, I kind of started out with like blue walls, but like blue stucco, kind of imagining like this is like peeling paint, like the wrinkles of it and like time, like the people who built them. That's why I went like the last one. And I liked that much better than the first one. So earthly pleasures, I think pleasures. I think I'm gonna go with like a decadence kind of thing. Like see, like this like sweet cream and like you're wearing a PokeTuber, right? It's very weird for me to be like not a gamer and like streaming on YouTube. Who else? Literally all the things that I follow on YouTube who like streams, they're all author tubers, and everyone does these things that are like writing sprints. And so everyone does like their novels because, you know, they have to write a lot more than I do. They come on here and they do those streams. So I get notifications for those. And then this girl, Grace, who's like studying for med school and is a psycho and wakes up at like 2 a.m. and does streams, but she has her cats in the background. They're really cute. And she streams like every other day. And so I get a lot of notifications for like writers going live. So I'm trying it out because I do want to do more writing streams because there's a lot of contests that, you know, people pushed back and I have more time to do now because, you know, people are going to be at home and writing more. And a lot of publications were like, you know what, we're going to extend the deadline. So that buys me time There's also another thing which I could do, which I need 3 poems around the animal theme, and that's for Sycamore Review. And if I have those by the 31st, I can submit them. So if I want to do 3 of those, I can do those. I just have to remember to write them. Which is also why I figured I should probably do a few of these on stream. And I'm probably going to do these a couple times a week. That's probably too much. Do it on Animal Crossing. Oh, I could do one on Animal Crossing. I like that. Animal Crossing. We'll start there. That'll be a fun one to do. We'll write a poem about decadence and then write a poem about Animal Crossing. I think that's the next. That's our cue to go to the next timer. Oh my god, you're exactly against who is it, Alan on like the Twitch stream. He was like, don't cheat, keep it pure. I wish that I could have more stuff on this tab. Like, it's annoying on here because I could only have one tab on the stream. Ooh, rude. I would like to have 2. Yeah, there's like no way to do this here. Interesting. Cheating is what makes the game fun. You must show me your ways then, dear sensei. His friend is amazing. Oh my god. I was like, what are you talking about? You're like cheated on the months. Oh my god. I mean, it makes sense. Gotta find my timer again. I think I bookmarked it. Yeah, I did. Because I'm a dumb, and I made that full screen on the wrong tab. I'm basic. Hiya. Entry. I'll do this one for, I'll do another 15. Let's fucking go. Time traveled and can do daily events again. I just really want the pole vaulty thing. I wrote down the thing for Earthly Pleasures, but now I want to write the Animal Crossing one first. I like titled the top of the page Animal and then Crossing. I don't know how I feel about this poem already. It's already weird. It was like, oh, cute. And then I went to a dark place. It sounds very boy bandy, whatever I'm listening to. Who sings this song? Rotting fruits and like cannibalism. Don't think too hard about it. I have no idea who Daniel Bedingfield is, but I like the song. It makes me feel like a very 90s boy band. I almost said you're like a nourisher, but I meant nurturer. Mm-hmm. I like that one. I might read that one afterwards because it's a first draft, but I kind of like that one. So now I'm doing the Earthly Pleasures one. I'm going to try and vibe with Decadence somehow. And this sounds like some kind of Evanescence song that's going. There is a lot of eating in my poems. Like it happens a lot. I like food. What can I say? The song's just called Gentle. It feels like the beginning of like an Evanescence song or like Red, if you've ever heard the band Red. Hello, gamer. What up, Wolfpack? Yeah, both of these ended up being a little violent. I'm not gonna lie. Still got some time. Which of these do I want to give a shot at? One of these prompts is literally pink like your brain. Like how am I not gonna murder someone in this poem? Like I don't know what they expect from me. And I'm really the most fun about the escape roll thing is seeing what other people write every day. Like seeing how other people interpreted these prompts. And so that'll be interesting. That one's day 14. So I gotta wait like another 3 weeks for that one. But I'm excited to see what pink like your brain goes. The fact that I have a line in here that's what can you manage to hide under skin so thin is just like where I'm at. I'll probably do the other half after this next break because I don't know. Gotta vibe more. Go figure it out. Stare at some pink things. I really like this picture. It's this image of like a girl wearing like a black bralette and like has this choker and like a bunch of necklaces with butterflies on them. You'll see it in a second. It's very pretty. I don't know what I'll think of for that one, but I would like to use it for something. Like that one. It's very cute. And I was going to read one of these. Let's see which one I was reading. Oh, this is what the Animal Crossing one came out to. Let me pause my own music. This is Animal, in parentheses, Crossing right now. Little fruits you hoard, fill your pockets heavy till rot and plant, dig holes to fill to the brim with eggshells and the past. I wish I could leave you to forget, but I know you'll come back to haunt me. I'm a nurturer by nature. I just wanted to hold you close enough to watch you lose your cool, that firm exterior, the sticky ground beneath you, proof that you can crumble, and I can put you back together again. So that's kind of like became a very control kind of thing with that one. The Earthly Pleasures one is like a lot of fun wordplay, I guess, where this one's at right now. So this is the first draft. Sweet creams heavy on your tongue. Simple syrup is simply satisfying. Drinks topped with a mousse, fluffed, quaffed into a swirl. What is decadence if it does not look divine? We top things in caviar because we like life untouched. We like seared steak because we desire control, to absorb blood and to take yours away. So that's how first drafts go for me. They're usually pretty concise. I'll probably change some wording in these, and of course the structure, because you know how I write things kind of across a page in a certain way because I feel like a beat in it, which usually doesn't come out when I write it the first time on like paper. If you can see any of this disaster, that's how this one looks right now. I don't really like the first two that much, so I won't read those right now. And then Pink Like Your Brain. I gotta keep thinking that one through. But thank you for thinking that was good. This is the drafting process. I like speed drafting. This is kind of why I like doing write-ins and writing sprints, because it helps me get a lot of ideas on paper instead of like thinking too hard about like, oh, I'll write a poem when it like comes up, because sometimes you don't write a poem. Sometimes it doesn't come up unless you like sit down and like tell yourself like, hey, we're gonna write right now. And so that's kind of where I'm at the current time. I really like the imagery of this one. I want to see if there's anything that matches. I write in a really weird way, according to a lot of people, which is I like to look at pictures. I like to play music at the same time. I like to kind of get a lot of sensory input and kind of figure out where words fit in between what I'm seeing, which is usually other people like, I don't know, have a story and then have to work outward to the image. I start with an image and then work inward to the story. I think it's fun. This cake also looks, I think I liked it because it looks like the one that one of my best friends made for my 18th birthday in high school. It was green, but it was like this same little heart shape and like very much frosted the same way. Oh, Micah thought she missed my write-in. I'm live. On YouTube, that is. Yeah, it's a weird time to stream, but whatever. I'll stream when I feel like it. People do a lot of really nice nails on here, but I just liked the color palette of these, which means that I should probably draw using a lot of these color palettes. And these boots, how can you not? This is very much exactly like, think of like a Renaissance painting and think of like those blues and yellows and pinks. That's very much where my brain is at for the escape room thing. I don't know why. It's probably just Easter. Like that's where it felt right, but it does. I like these kind of dark blues right here. This is like where the vibe changed a little bit, but I still like it. Sandy. Black Rock, like that too. One of these is Serpentine, which I kind of liked. Fight or Flight was a good one too. Blank as a Weapon. Tough to Be a Bug was cute. I really like that prompt. I have all these in other tabs so that I can like copy them and paste into the one that you guys can see. Oh, I'm pressing enter on my laptop keyboard, not the other keyboard. I was like, why is this not working? Hello. I don't know how to stream on YouTube. It's weird. I just went to the StreamYard website. You can only have 2 screens, which is kind of annoying to me. Like, I would like to have 2 tabs showing up on here. That would be ideal. But these are the prompts that I'm looking at. What kind of fruit do you have on your island? And you always think about, one of these prompts is tough to be a bug. You always think about like worms being in apples, but I want to think of them in different fruit. Maybe like a mango. The hard seed. We had mangoes with really giant seeds, and there was like this much of fruit like in it, and like this huge seed in the middle. And I'm like, I peeled this, and like I got my knife. I almost cut my hand for this. I was a little upset. So I kind of have one animal poem. I would like to come up with another idea for one of them, because I'm pretty sure there's 3 for that Sycamore review thing. I need to look at other poetry contests, honestly. I was just like, I'll do escape roll. Sounds fun. More prompts. Sycamore review submissions. Yes. Contests. My computer. You visited this page 5 times. I know. Flash prose. Not for me. So is this not the one that has the animal one? I have stuff marked on my calendar. It's like, write the animal poems here. Crab Orchard review. It opened on March 1. I'm like, what does my calendar tell me? Poetry submittable. Why are you telling me there's no open calls for submissions? There definitely is. Oh, this is the series of poetry. Is it that one? Oh. Okay, then. I wrote this on the calendar a while ago, I guess. Their editor died. So they did not have an editor at the current time, and they will not be accepting submissions for the foreseeable future. That's really sad. So the animal one I just wrote is for me now. But I can still submit to the Sycamore one. Unless that was the one that was closed. Why do I have the shortest term memory? This I can submit anything to. So I could still submit the animal one if I want to this one. That was a crazy loop I was just thrown through. So I'll put a little submit next to the Animal Crossing one. Okay, that's a potential submit one. For people who don't know, when you submit poetry to places, you can't have it posted anywhere. You can't have it on a website. You can't have it like on your personal website, someone else's website. You can't have it on any social media. Can't like exist because magazines are like, we have to have first publishing rights, and if people see it on like other things, it doesn't count, which it totally shouldn't count, like social media, because how many people really see it? And then some of these smaller magazines really shouldn't have first dibs because some of them are like really, really tiny. And it's like, okay, my blog might actually be bigger than yours, or like my reach might be bigger than yours, which is interesting. People who charge a lot for like general submissions, those are usually the smaller ones because they're trying to get you to like buy a copy of the magazine to like actually submit to it. So some of those contests you got to be like weary of because sometimes they really just want your money. Gonna put the vibes back up. Press enter on my laptop again. I hate this. There's too many. Submerged in Water is an interesting one. And I like that Savannah started the month with the dawn prompt and then it ends with dusk. But I would like to actually sit outside for the sun rising and the sun setting for those. So I should make sure I do that. Watch and write. Gonna have to wake up early for that. I'm probably just gonna stay up all night to do one of those because it sounds more accurate with how I live my life. My sleep schedule's been hilarious lately. It's like go to bed at 5, wake up at like 9:30, go to bed at noon or 1, wake up at like 5 and then love the rest of my life. Which is that healthy? I don't know. That's how I exist. Like this black and white one in here, especially with the sounds that I'm getting right now, it's very, there's like accordion. It sounds like it might be like a street music in Paris or something. Like if you can imagine that, like a French restaurant, like playing music, this is probably what it would sound like. The view from up here, I don't know how I don't think of a bridge when I hear that. Because I think the view from the bridge is a play. The view from the bridge. The view from a bridge. The View from the Bridge. Yeah, it's a play by Arthur Miller, who wrote like The Crucible and other stuff like that. A View from the Bridge. What is that tonally? Maybe I could go with that. Sometimes I like random wordplay influence, like something that's like tangentially related, like being like, ooh, you know what I'm gonna do? Actually, I'm gonna take a bunch of stuff from this. Take those themes, rework them. Oh, speaking of those things, there was the series that I just did on Instagram. That last poem that I wrote was based off of Dodie Clark's song, which was this one that she just did. I'll play that. I can get that in another tab, I think, and make it actually work. Because there's a delay between us, it'll probably be really funny. I would be like, is it playing? Can you hear the sound? Dawdle waddle. Where is it? That's Dawdle vloggle. I'd like Dorothy Clark. This little song. I hope you guys can hear any of that. It has like a little bit of like time in between, so hopefully you can let me know if there's like a delay. But this is the song that I based the feeling of that last poem on. So I'm gonna play this song and then I'm gonna read the poem. I'm like listening to it on my headphones too. Oh, you can't hear it? I wasn't sure. See, I don't know how to make StreamYard here. But basically, listen to Dodie's lo-fi song about a breakup. And that's what I took those vibes from the song and I wrote this poem. Just sitting in sunlit rooms when you can't cry in the pub, knitting woolen dream catchers to hug open windows and capture the breeze. At night, collecting and counting the knots, hearing the chords move through the small shadows, the small darkness that can be wholly yours, and the long wind you can't shut out. So I liked that one. But if it's being snippety, can I get it to just be kind of... Let me know if it sounds absolutely terrible if I'm playing it from my laptop. Oh, I just have my headphones plugged in.
I cried in the park.
Dodie's also very quiet and raspy. So
I called my mother, and I lay in the dark. I took down the pictures, and I taught myself to breathe. And I hear he's doing just fine without me.
I listen to this a lot.
I catch the daydreams before the hope settles in. I welcome the waves because I know
that's good that it's like
I won't win. Oh, I'd never wish this feeling on anyone.
I just really like this song.
Well, I hear he's doing just fine. Perhaps the problem lies in the double load I bear. 'Cause I ripped myself apart and you just stood there. I'm counting the mornings. I wait to feel well. I might not feel quite as bad, but I can't really tell. And I know that I'll be okay, but it's pretty far from a breeze. And I hear he's doing just fine. It's breaking me that he isn't mine, but at least he's doing just fine without me. Well, at least he's doing just fine without me.
So I wanted to share that especially because, I don't know, anyone who has like a hard time writing or like needs like inspiration for writing, I really love doing like reiterations of thing or just like being really inspired by other people's stuff. And so this poetry series, because I couldn't go outside and look at any people, I ended up writing them all about people and like perception from like videos. So this one was based off of specifically that video and like how I felt looking at Dodie and hearing her sing that. And this is very much like what I wrote based on that. And the other one that I wrote was, if you've ever heard the song Gashina by the Korean artist Sunmi. Dodie's so good. She just did a video with Hazel Hayes on writing, like the writing process. I'm just gonna put this one in here so you can see like the aesthetics. It's like you can't actually see the video. But this is the one that I wrote about like this one was the one, the sellotape unraveling one that I wrote on Instagram. Sellotape unraveling, sticking to bits of cotton and skin. Oh my God, there's 2 ofs in there. Didn't even realize when I wrote it the first time. Damn it. Sticking to bits of cotton and skin, the lung scavengers, writing real coattails, Folding with each rapid lift of the shoulders on toe tip, they jump, glitter crashing in applause for this odd ballet. So like this music video is like how I wrote her, and I kind of imagined her in like a grocery store and like following her, like just dancing like down the aisles and like lifting to like get things, and like if she had like a bunch of craft tape just like following behind her and like picking up stuff on the floor, and like no one paying her any attention because it's like, I don't know, pandemic time. And just imagined like all this beautiful tape like flowing behind her and like picking up dust and like hitting things, and she's just getting stuff off the shelves and pouring glitter everywhere and like does not care. And like that's how I imagined it with like this music video specifically. Like this is, I was just listening to this and I wrote this. What did I write the other one to? I wrote this one about Daredevil. These are all very strange. The other one, Encased in Amber, that one was to a Daredevil fan video that I played on repeat because it's a song called Paralyzed. That was in one of them, and I really vibed with that. Dude, Daredevil is like a huge inspiration for a lot of my stuff. I have so much Catholic guilt and moral grayness and emotion. There's just a lot of weird stuff that I feel from that somehow. So I'm gonna do the next sprint because I've talked for too long about the writing process. And I'm gonna do the view from a bridge one, which is the view from up here. Some kind of magic witchcraft I have to do over here. Just the weirdest setup you have to do. I'll do another 15 on this line. I must commit to writing and stop procrastinating. Ah. Ooh, this could also be a decay one if I don't like it as the view from up here. And that's when Corona gets you. This is my timer specifically. You can Google yours, but I have about 9 minutes until I start to come down with a cough and perhaps a fever. Also, hi, Mark. It's like those TikToks. It's Corona time. It's here. That one descended into chaos. That ended up being a very like free flowing. I can't speak. It's 12:25. Free flowing thought, and not really a poem, but it was interesting. There will be pieces of that survive. A lot of it won't. Oh, but Mark, I'm actually writing poetry for Escape Roll, which is like a poetry prompt thing. Not even necessarily a poetry prompt thing, it's a prompt thing that Savannah Brown does. And so you either write like short fiction, you can write a song, you can take a picture, do some art, write some poetry around the themes for each of the 30 days in April. So that's what I'm actually doing. Free flowing, free throwing. If you got the flow, you gotta throw it before you know it. You got a song, you gotta go with it. I can't rap. I can mumble and speak quickly. I could be a great mumble rapper, maybe. I can't speak coherently and enunciate at the same time. There's some water. I saw Submerged in Water and this picture of a non-developed Polaroid. And I thought of the developing process. How much can you guys hear my writing? I'm just curious how much it picks up my ch. I can hear it scribble pretty well. Shh. This is an ASMR stream. If I could, speak at a lower tone and do something really weird to the microphone, but alas, I just write very hard. You can feel it in my pages. Wow, that's intense. Every page you can feel it on the other side, like all of it. I'm like, can you see it? Yeah, I don't think I can get it at the right angle where you can see that the page is raised. Feels very interesting though. Gotta finish this up. See, my keyboard thinks that there's sound. But why can't you guys hear it? Because my keyboard is like set up to like respond to sound and like have a color. So it's flashing because it can hear that beeping, which is funny to me. See, because now it stopped flashing. It's so weird. Oop. Actually, I want to show you guys what I was writing to. Scroll past it at some point. I swear it's here. Like, does it say removed? And it's not actually. What are you near? Why can I see you here and not over here? I'm very confuzzled right now. How? Oh, they move around. That's different. I'm like, why can't I see all of you? Is this 75? Doesn't feel like 75. What is the truth? Why is that even less? What's happening? There it is. Okay, that's really weird. But it was this image that I saw, and I thought about like developing pictures. And so then I started with that room, like the red room that like you develop pictures in, kind of like that washing process. But I thought of that with like memories you're unsure of and like how they're kind of like, I ended up using like rocks and like cleaning them like with like your bare hands and using like your hair to like brush all of that dirt off because you've like repressed it so much. Basically, it's like where I went. Yeah, I like where that one ended up. I think it has potential. It flows until I get to like there's a lot of wordplay happening here. Brush my hair across every inch, buffing my nails before the edge is clear. So I'm like using my fingers and like my hair to like scrub rocks clean. And basically like my fingers are like bleeding and like I'm going to the bone. So I think there's a lot of imagery there that'll be interesting, but it's not good yet. What are other ones I could write too? So I said that dawn, I'll actually do that. I still need growth or decay. I did Is Anyone Listening? I did Earthly Pleasures. We're making progress. I'm so excited. I have first drafts of things. The view from up here was chaotic, but it'll get somewhere. I need obsession. What could I be obsessed with? It's a very like metal song that just came on right now. Obsession, 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 obsession. I remember looking at this and thinking of how this is not what like most people imagine Egypt to be. Like people really just see like the sand and the pyramids, and I was thinking about the grass and all of that. That could be something interesting. I just really liked the landscape and the idea of like this, because the Nile is what floods and like gives life to all the stuff around it. It's like very much a river basin. I think it's a river basin. River valley. That's what these things are called. River valley, river basin. Are they the same? River valley societies or tend to be where like ancient worlds were. Like it's just how they worked. The Byzantines, the Egyptians. Was it China? I'm trying to remember who did. What were the first ones? This is stuff that I used to be really good at back in school, and my brain is melting now. Indus River Valley is a thing. Letting my brain like go through what was AP World History? How did the sky look? I've written a lot about the sky already. I keep going to clouds and the ocean for some reason. That's happened in like most of these poems so far, which I don't know what that says about me right now. That and the fact that I don't know, I think when you guys see comparatively like the images I've been looking at compared to like the tone of the poems that I've been writing, I think they're very different. You can tell that like I get inspiration from them and then kind of like go in my own visual, but I still really like using visuals as like a starting place to get my brain going. Hands, wrist, and teeth is like the moment I saw that one, I thought about how like parents collect your teeth, and then I thought about you and how in you Joe has those girls' teeth, like that box up in his attic or like in the ceiling. And I thought about what if there were like bones in there, which also made me think of what's it called, Ghost Quartet. There's a violin made out of Pearl's rib. After Rose killed her sister, she made a violin out of her rib bone. That was a really weird train of thought, but I think I should write about bones now, basically. Hands, wrists, teeth. Into the Woods, I think of the musical. Into the woods, it's off we go. I remember taking my mom to that movie, and it's like a 3-hour movie. My mom fell asleep. We also went to go to like the 10 o'clock showing of that movie, so that was not the best idea. I think we did the same thing with Les Mis. My mom also fell asleep at that movie. But musicals are my thing. Fight or flight. This makes me think of doing some kind of like maybe fight or flight if you decide to fight, but it's also like this very like imagine a Renaissance painting, like how kind of like ridiculous they are. And it's not Renaissance paintings, it's I just pulled a nerve that's like right here. What's that era? That's really weird. Baroque paintings. Baroque paintings are weird, but they're not the ones I'm thinking about. Medieval. The ones where all this weird shit always happens. Ooh, that did not feel good. This is what happens when you write on paper more than you have in probably several months. Your arm's like, what are you doing? Fight or flight, black hole, extinction. Focus on the texture could also be interesting. I highly recommend that, other people do this according to like whatever your like preferred medium is. If like you write music, if you want to do art, if you want to do something else, just because these are really fun, and seeing what other people write is really interesting. Yeah. Short fiction such as prose or flash fiction are also welcome. But like anything really, because I saw people last year do like art around it. I know this is hands, but it really looks like I wrote Hanel's. Euphoria also makes me think of the show. A lot of these things are like names of like specific media. I remember when I wrote Heaven and Hell, the one that I only got one line for, I was listening to Billie Eilish, and it didn't go so well. So maybe I shouldn't Billie. I really don't know what to do for obsession or chemical reaction. I did like a nuclear tide. What is it? Like radioactive tide? Poem years ago. It was probably 2016, 2017. That was one of my favorite poems for a long time. It was about my like mental state deteriorating. But good poem. I felt solid about that one. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. Because I'm thinking if I could revisit that. I've posted a lot. We're in 2017 now. Sugar Pine exists. They won the Streamies. We must go further back. God, that is far back. Wow. This is when I was writing like short stories as poems. We're in 2016 now. It really is this far back. I promise you, the first one I wrote for Doty, all the ones I wrote for Will, when I wrote about a poetry professor, a lot of my stuff is like really inspired by other people. Reactor Melt, that's what this poem was called. Is this a dream I can control? It's all in your mind, they say, but I can't see beyond the neon glow. What was once a defined horizon is growing fuzzier, and the voices have blurred to noise. Something unsettling is radiated. The nuclear tide is rising, and I can't run away. This was a dark time. Like, I know that. My poetry back then is very different. I don't know if Caston's still here, but he was talking about waking up and listening to The Weeknd after he was drunk. This is a poem that I listened to, or the poem that I wrote while listening to Coming Down by The Weeknd. Press the wrong button. And I listened to this on a loop at like 3 a.m. Which I also really like this one. Feeling my way around the room in darkness, silhouettes from a past I'm afraid to turn to for help. Souls more troubled than mine, avoiding the edges, pacing the center, dizzying, nauseous, disoriented. I fall to the ground, one arm outstretched. The shadow closest grabs me by the arm and doesn't let go. So I really like that one as like, I think that was more like the drugs and like the alcohol that you use, like all your coping mechanisms that like you grab out to when you're like trying to refrain from them and like pull back, like how they pull you back in. I think that's where that one was. Okay. I keep pressing buttons on my laptop when I mean to press them on the big computer. So, 15. I like 15 minutes. It's a good. I think when you do 25 for like Pomodoro sessions, they really have to be like intense work. Otherwise, I feel like it's way too long. So I'm going with hands, wrists, and teeth, and this can only go badly, I assume. do you spell phalange? Sorry if that scared anybody. Phalange. Not the phalanx. That's different. Phalange? Phalange. Oh, how it's like friends, but don't you have actual phalanges? Why can't I spell it? I can only spell it like Regina Phalange. I hate this. Finger bones. Not fingers in Spanish. No, nos dedos. No. Finger bones. I hate everything. I said is the phalanx. I was wrong. Phalanges. Okay, it is phalanges. Friends really ruined all the Google searches for that. That one also kind of descended into something I'm not super proud of, but a start. It's a draft. Shh. I'm talking about spinal fluid now. This one got even weirder. That one definitely went towards cannibalism a little bit. Like, definitely. It started with the brain thing. And then I like unraveled the brain, bottled spinal fluid, shot it into some cellulose, so probably like a plant cell or something, turned into sugar. I baked some cookies with it, and now we're together. The person whose brain, whose body I killed before, now they're part of me. Went really roundabout, and that was interesting. So I started with obsession on that one, which could still work, but it could be obsession. It could be pink like your brain. It could be, what was the other one? It could be chemical reaction because there's sugar in there. So that could be any of those, but I think that's the one I'm going to end it on. Hope you guys worked with me, or if you didn't, hope you had a chill time hanging out here. Gonna do some more of these when I figure out which magazines I'm submitting to so that I can pick more prompts and be, a little prepared for like each of these streams that I do. And I should probably do at least one of them during the daytime and not, 1 a.m. But anyways, I love you guys. Hope you get some work done. Hang out here. This is how I end stuff on Twitch, and so I'm going to do the same stuff here. Also, if you want to see games and art on Twitch, you can do that by following me at twitch.tv//is It's in the description. I love you. Hope you're taking your meds. Drink some water. Get a good night's rest. I'll see you next time, my friends. Bye-bye.